Silent damage starts the moment a meal ends, and most people never feel it happening, never see it, never stop it, yet it controls their energy, their fat storage, their hormones, and their future health every single day. Blood sugar rises fast after eating. It rises even after healthy meals. It rises in people who feel fine. It rises in people who think they are safe. And when it rises, the body goes into emergency mode. Insulin spikes, fat storage switches on. Energy crashes begin, cravings start, the brain slows down, the body stores instead of burns. This cycle repeats meal after meal, day after day, year after year, quietly shaping the body, the metabolism, and long-term health. But here is the part most people never hear. There is one simple action that can lower blood sugar fast, not hours later, not tomorrow, not after weeks of dieting, not after changing your whole life. Instantly, right after eating. No pills, no supplements, no extreme plans, no complicated rules. Just one natural action that tells your body to pull sugar out of the blood and use it for energy instead of storing it as fat. Science shows that muscles can act like sugar sponges. The body has a built-in system designed to control glucose. It only needs the right signal to activate it. When that signal is triggered, sugar moves out of the bloodstream. Insulin works better. Energy stays stable. Crashes fade. Fat storage slows down. The body shifts into balance mode instead of storage mode. Most people never learn this because the focus is always on food, not on what happens after food. Meals do not end digestion. They start a chemical chain reaction inside the body. Blood sugar, insulin, storage, inflammation, energy swings, mood changes, hunger signals. This all begins after eating, not during eating. That is why what you do after a meal can matter more than the meal itself. This video will show you the one simple action that activates your body's natural sugar control system. You will learn how it works inside your muscles. You will understand how it affects insulin. You will see why it works fast. You will learn how to do it correctly. You will learn the timing, the duration, the simple method, the daily habit formula, and the mistakes that stop it from working. This is not a trend. This is not a hack. This is how the human body is designed to work. When muscles move, glucose moves. When glucose moves, blood sugar drops. When blood sugar drops, the body relaxes. Energy becomes stable. Fat burning improves. The nervous system calms. The metabolism shifts into balance. The body stops panicking and starts regulating. This one habit changes how the body handles food. It changes how energy feels after meals. It changes how cravings behave. It changes how the body stores fat. It changes long-term risk patterns that people do not even know they are creating. The most powerful part is its simplicity. Anyone can do it, anywhere, any age, any lifestyle, any diet. No equipment, no gym, no training plan, no complicated steps, just a simple action that works with biology instead of against it. Most people chase complex solutions while ignoring the simplest one. Most people try to control sugar with restriction instead of regulation. Control creates stress. Regulation creates balance. The body responds to balance, not force, not fear, not extremes. Balance. This video will show you how to trigger that balance after every meal. It will change the way you think about food. It will change the way you think about sugar. It will change the way you think about energy. It will change the way you see your daily habits. And once you understand it, you will never finish a meal the same way again. Stay until the end, because the final part shows how to turn this into a daily automatic habit that fits real life, not perfect life. Small actions repeated daily change biology. Simple habits shape health. Tiny choices create massive outcomes. Welcome to the channel where science meets simple living, where health becomes easy, where control becomes natural, and where small actions create big change. Subscribe now and become part of a community that chooses smart habits over stress, clarity over confusion, and real health over false shortcuts. After a meal, the body does not relax. It reacts. Sugar enters the blood fast, even from foods people believe are safe. Rice, bread, Fruit, juice, sauces, and even healthy meals raise glucose. The blood becomes thicker with sugar. The pancreas responds by pushing insulin into the bloodstream. This process happens quietly. No pain, no warning, no clear signal. But inside the body, damage begins to build. Blood sugar spikes create inflammation. Inflammation stresses blood vessels. Nerves become irritated. Hormones shift. Energy systems become unstable. The brain feels heavy. Focus drops. The body moves slower. Then the crash comes. Energy falls. Hunger returns. Cravings rise. The body asks for more sugar again. This cycle repeats again and again. The worst part is fat storage. When insulin rises, fat burning turns off. Storage turns on. The body locks sugar into fat cells, not because it wants to harm you, but because it is trying to protect you from high sugar in the blood. Over time, this protection becomes damage. Cells stop responding to insulin. Muscles stop absorbing glucose easily. Sugar stays in the blood longer. Insulin levels rise higher. Fat storage becomes faster. Energy becomes unstable. This is how insulin resistance slowly forms, quietly, invisibly. Without symptoms at first, years later the results appear as diabetes, heart disease, nerve damage, memory decline, hormonal disorders, and chronic fatigue. This is why post-meal sugar spikes are dangerous, not because of one meal, but because of repetition. Daily repetition, meal after meal, year after year. The body adapts to the damage instead of fixing it. And most people never connect their daily habits to their long-term health decline because the damage feels normal. Feeling tired after meals feels normal. Feeling heavy feels normal. Cravings feel normal. Energy crashes feel normal. But none of this is normal biology. It is stressed biology. It is overloaded biology. It is a system trying to survive high sugar exposure over time. Inside the body, the moment food is digested, glucose enters the bloodstream. Blood sugar rises. The pancreas releases insulin. Insulin acts like a key. It opens the doors of cells so sugar can move inside. But not all cells absorb sugar equally. Muscles are the biggest sugar users in the body. They store glucose as fuel. They burn glucose for energy. They protect the blood from sugar overload. But muscles need a signal to activate this system. Without that signal, sugar stays in the blood. Insulin rises higher to force it into storage. Blood circulation plays a major role here. When circulation is slow, sugar transport is slow. When muscles are inactive, sugar uptake is low. When movement is absent, insulin has to work harder. The body already has a natural sugar-lowering system. It does not need chemicals. It does not need pills. It does not need artificial help. It needs activation. Muscles are designed to pull sugar out of the blood. Blood flow is designed to transport glucose. Insulin is designed to open the doors. The system already exists. It just stays dormant when the body is inactive. When this system is activated, sugar moves where it belongs, into muscle cells, into energy production, into storage for use, not storage as fat. The body becomes balanced instead of overloaded. The problem is not that the body cannot control sugar. The problem is that most people never trigger the system that controls it. The one action that works instantly is simple movement. Not exercise plans, not workouts, not training sessions, not gym routines, just light movement after eating, walking, gentle motion. Easy movement that activates muscles and circulation. This one habit sends a powerful signal to the body. Muscles turn on glucose transporters. Blood flow increases. Insulin works more efficiently. Sugar moves out of the bloodstream and into muscle tissue. This happens fast. Not hours later, not after long sessions. Within minutes. It is natural. It is biological. It is how the human body evolved to function. Humans were not designed to sit after meals. Movement after eating was normal for most of human history. The body expects it. When movement happens, sugar management becomes automatic. No medicine, no supplements, no dieting, no complicated methods. just biology responding to motion. The body does not need force, it needs signals. Movement is the signal. When muscles move, they open special channels that pull glucose directly into the cells without needing high insulin. This lowers blood sugar fast. Insulin sensitivity improves. The body becomes more responsive instead of resistant. Sugar transport becomes faster. Blood glucose levels drop naturally. The metabolism activates. Circulation improves. Oxygen delivery increases. Waste removal improves. The nervous system relaxes. The body shifts from storage mode into usage mode. Muscles literally act like sugar sponges. They absorb glucose and use it for energy. This protects the blood. It protects the organs. It protects the pancreas. It protects the arteries. It protects the brain. It protects the nervous system. This is not exercise science. This is basic human physiology. The body was designed to move after eating. Movement is not optional biology. It is required biology. To do it correctly, timing matters. The best time is within 5 to 30 minutes after eating, not hours later, not before sleep, right after the meal. The duration does not need to be long. 10 to 15 minutes is enough to activate the system. The intensity should be light to moderate. No heavy breathing, no exhaustion, no strain, just steady movement. Walking is enough. Gentle movement is enough. Stairs are enough. Cleaning is enough. Simple activity is enough. It must feel easy. It must feel natural. It must feel sustainable. This is not about burning calories. This is about moving sugar. This is about activating muscle uptake. This is about triggering circulation. This is about telling the body to use energy instead of storing it. It can be done anywhere. At home, outside, at work, in a hallway, on stairs, in a room. No equipment, no space needed, no special clothes, no preparation, no planning, just movement. Real life movement, normal life movement. The body does not need perfection. It needs consistency. Small daily movement after meals changes blood sugar patterns. It changes insulin patterns. It changes fat storage patterns. It changes long-term health patterns. This is not a workout habit. This is a biological habit. This is how the body is meant to function. The moment you start moving after a meal, the body reacts quickly in ways that are almost immediate and noticeable. You may first feel the heaviness that often comes after eating begin to lift. The sluggish, sleepy feeling that normally drags you down after lunch or dinner starts to fade as glucose is pulled into your muscles and energy pathways activate. Cravings that often follow a high-sugar meal diminish because the blood sugar is stabilized, removing the need for the body to signal hunger artificially. Energy levels rise naturally, not artificially, as glucose is now being used efficiently instead of bouncing around in the bloodstream. Your mind becomes clearer because the brain no longer struggles with sudden sugar highs and lows, and focus returns with a natural rhythm. Digestion also improves as gentle movement stimulates the gut, enhancing the flow of nutrients and reducing bloating or heaviness that often follows a meal. Your body starts to feel lighter, not because weight has changed immediately, but because the internal systems are moving efficiently, circulation improves, and the body is no longer fighting excess sugar in the bloodstream. Even small, consistent movement triggers this cascade of benefits that the body interprets as normal function rather than effort or exercise. Over time, these instant changes accumulate and the long-term advantages become profound. Insulin control improves steadily because the body responds better to glucose and requires less insulin to manage the same amount of sugar. Fat loss is supported naturally because the body begins using glucose for energy instead of storing it as fat, and over time this helps reduce overall body fat without extreme dieting or calorie restriction. The risk of diabetes diminishes because blood sugar spikes are controlled consistently, reducing stress on the pancreas and preventing insulin resistance from progressing. Hormones balance more effectively because blood sugar levels influence the production and function of multiple hormonal systems, including those controlling hunger, stress, and fat storage. Heart health is supported as consistent blood sugar control reduces inflammation, keeps arteries functioning properly, and lowers long-term cardiovascular risk. Longevity improves as the body maintains a healthier internal environment, minimizing the stress and damage that high blood sugar and insulin spikes can cause over decades. All of this happens because a simple, repeated habit communicates with the body in its own language, signaling efficiency and balance. However, it is important to understand that mistakes can undermine this process. Timing is crucial. Movement too early or too late after a meal can reduce effectiveness because the body is not yet primed to move glucose efficiently. Overdoing movement can also be counterproductive because exhaustion triggers stress hormones that may interfere with blood sugar regulation instead of supporting it. Inconsistency is one of the most common errors. Even if the habit is performed perfectly some days, skipping it frequently prevents the body from learning and adapting to the new rhythm. Relying solely on diet is another mistake. While controlling what you eat is important, food alone does not manage post-meal glucose. Movement is the signal that activates the natural sugar-lowering system. Ignoring this step means blood sugar may continue to spike despite careful dietary choices. The method must be correct, simple, and sustainable. Once this is understood, it becomes possible to build a daily routine that incorporates the habit naturally without stress. The habit is designed to be automatic and unobtrusive. After each meal, within 5 to 30 minutes, perform gentle movement for 10 to 15 minutes at a light to moderate intensity. This can be walking around the house, taking stairs slowly, stretching, or simply moving your limbs in a relaxed manner. The goal is not exhaustion, calorie burning, or training. The goal is activation of glucose uptake in muscles, improved circulation, and signaling the body to use energy efficiently. By stacking this habit with existing daily routines such as after breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it becomes effortless, almost automatic, and sustainable long term. The simplicity of this action is its power. It gives control back to you. It allows you to intervene in your body's natural rhythm in a gentle, non-intrusive way, and over time, these small, consistent choices shape metabolism, energy levels, fat storage, and overall health. This habit is a tool for empowerment. You are taking charge of how your body reacts to food, how energy flows, and how sugar is processed. It is a reminder that complex health goals do not always require extreme measures. Simple, repeated, precise actions create meaningful, measurable results. Consistency is the key to unlocking long-term benefits. Performing this habit day after day reinforces the body's natural systems, teaches muscles to absorb glucose efficiently, and allows insulin to work in harmony with the body instead of against it. Over weeks and months, what started as subtle changes in energy, cravings, and digestion evolve into robust control over metabolism, weight management, and hormonal balance. The body becomes reliable, predictable, and resilient because the signals it receives are consistent and biologically aligned. This consistency also builds confidence and motivation because results are tangible and noticeable. Energy is stable throughout the day, cravings are reduced, mental clarity improves, fat storage slows, the body adapts positively, and health markers follow. By integrating this habit into everyday life, it becomes more than an action, it becomes a lifestyle. Small changes repeated consistently shape biology in profound ways, demonstrating that health is not about perfection but about intelligent, regular, sustainable intervention. This method bridges the gap between knowledge and action. It turns understanding of blood sugar dynamics into a practical tool that anyone can use regardless of age, environment, or lifestyle constraints. The empowerment that comes from taking control of post-meal glucose builds momentum that extends into other aspects of health. Confidence grows because you know that your body is responding positively to deliberate, simple, and natural actions. Feeling lighter, more energized, mentally sharper, and more in control of hunger reinforces adherence. Over time, these benefits compound, creating a cycle where motivation is fueled by tangible results. Habits that support immediate post-meal blood sugar control also enhance overall activity levels, gently increasing movement throughout the day without forcing intense exercise or gym routines. The body adapts to regular motion, circulation improves systemically, and metabolism becomes more efficient. Each meal becomes an opportunity to activate this system, reinforcing the habit and allowing results to accumulate in both the short term and long term. Small, consistent actions show that health does not require drastic measures but intelligent timing, gentle movement, and repeated practice. By avoiding common mistakes and following the daily habit formula, individuals can integrate this simple practice seamlessly into their routine. The timing after meals, duration of activity, intensity, and consistency are all aligned to communicate clearly with the body, leveraging natural physiology for better outcomes. The feedback from the body is immediate. Energy stabilizes, cravings reduce, digestion improves, mental clarity returns. The habit becomes self-reinforcing because the benefits are noticeable and satisfying. Over time, the long-term effects include improved insulin control, better fat management, diabetes risk reduction, hormonal balance, heart health, and even longevity benefits. By understanding the mechanisms behind these benefits, you see that biology responds to cues rather than extremes. Gentle, consistent activation is more powerful than infrequent or excessive effort. The body thrives on regular signaling that encourages efficiency rather than stress. Integrating the habit into the daily routine is straightforward because it is compatible with normal life. Walking after meals, light stretching, or moving around the home or office fits naturally into daily schedules. It does not require additional resources or planning, which ensures sustainability. The key is repetition and correct method. Even 10 minutes of light movement performed consistently after meals each day communicates to the body that glucose should be absorbed efficiently, insulin should function optimally, and energy should be balanced. Over time, this builds a resilient system where blood sugar is managed proactively instead of reactively. The psychological benefits are also significant because controlling energy, cravings, and digestion improves confidence and motivation in other areas of life. People become more aware of their habits, more intentional with meals, and more capable of maintaining overall health. The sense of control reinforces the habit, making it easier to maintain and scale. Small daily interventions accumulate into significant outcomes because biology responds to patterns over time. Regularly triggering post-meal glucose absorption trains muscles, improves circulation, enhances metabolic responsiveness, and reinforces healthy energy management. The habit bridges the gap between knowledge and action, turning awareness of blood sugar control into practical and immediate results. By executing the habit consistently, the body not only adapts to improve immediate responses after meals, but also builds resilience against long-term metabolic stress, reducing the likelihood of insulin resistance, weight gain, and related health issues. As this practice becomes automatic, the benefits compound in both the short term and long term, creating a positive feedback loop where improved energy, reduced cravings, better digestion, and lighter body sensation motivate continued adherence. Gradually, these repeated actions form a lifestyle of proactive health management where the body is naturally regulated, energy is stable, and health outcomes improve without extreme interventions. The method is designed to be simple, effective, and accessible for anyone willing to follow the correct timing, duration, intensity, and consistency guidelines. By embracing this habit, post-meal blood sugar spikes are no longer a hidden threat, and the body is empowered to function optimally. Energy remains stable, fat storage is minimized, mental clarity improves, digestion is smooth, and overall well-being is enhanced. The practice reinforces that sustainable health results from intelligent repetition and alignment with the body's natural processes rather than extreme or complicated interventions. The positive effects extend beyond individual meals to overall metabolic health, long-term insulin control, cardiovascular support, hormonal balance, weight management, and longevity. Implementing this simple post-meal movement habit consistently creates a foundation for a healthier, more resilient body that responds efficiently to glucose, manages energy, and prevents silent damage. This habit encourages proactive engagement with the body's natural systems, making health management intuitive, effortless, and sustainable. And over time, the cumulative effect produces substantial improvements in physical, mental, and metabolic well-being. The cycle of meals, movement, and energy balance becomes second nature, providing both immediate rewards and long-term protection against metabolic. Daily adherence reinforces the habit, strengthens insulin sensitivity, supports fat metabolism, promotes heart health, stabilizes energy, enhances mental clarity, improves digestion, and encourages a sense of control over one's own physiology, creating a continuous loop of reinforcement and cumulative health benefits that extend throughout life. Now that you know the simple action that can lower your blood sugar instantly after meals and how it impacts your energy, cravings, digestion, and long-term health, it's time to take control and put it into practice. Which part of this routine are you most excited to try first? Comment below and let us know. We love hearing your experiences and questions. If you found this video helpful, give it a like to support more content like this. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss tips that can transform your health effortlessly. Share this video with friends and family who need to know about this simple but powerful habit. And stay tuned for our next video, where we'll reveal another life-changing tip to naturally balance your metabolism and energy every day. Join us, take action, and let's make health simple, practical, and effective together.